Alrighty. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. There is Janos. Hey, Janos, could you look at Tesla again? Oh, sure. And we'll look at the options too. We now incorporate what the option premium is trying to tell us. So, we pay attention to that, and much more than we've ever done before. When in other words, for the webinar, normally we just I guess during Brexit we did that. Mark C. Hi, do you trade Forex? Yes, we do. How does it just mean bothering him with stocks? Let's get to the Tesla to start off with. All right, we're going to throw it up on, let's do this one too. We'll do it on our new platform. We'll go to the old platform. We'll do it all. You can see here it's been in a daily buy for a bunch of days now, and the weekly's been in a weekly buy for 3 full weeks. Let's go over, excuse me. Yes, we trade Forex currency. We trade it all. We look and use algorithms on everything. We use options on basically everything. Anything that has an option, we are willing to trade it as long as it's a liquid option. Let's get the Tesla. Let's see, where is it at? I think it's right here. There it is. Let's open that up. And here comes the Tesla. So it's only him bothering the stocks. I like that. And that's not true, Giannis. It's okay. Other people want to see stocks too. I seen Mountain talk about stocks and the Russell. Yeah, let's definitely look at the Russell. The Russell, I think, is like the canary in the coal mine, because that is the old, that has taken what the old Tech 100, the Nasdaq 100. That used to be the canary in the coal mine decades ago. But now it is it's the other way around. And so let's go see that. Now this is what I like about the new platform. You see here it's 3 weeks. This is the third week now in a weekly buy. And here going on to the old platform sometimes misses stuff like that. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right. It's very interesting. They all both hang out in the 86, 87 area. Now you can see here we slid into a weekly sell there. And in this case here, it was in a weekly buy for 2 weeks, went into a sell, and went back into the buy last week, and we've been in, and we were in a weekly buy. We talked about this yesterday. We were in a weekly buy when the daily went into a daily buy, so it's never been able to give us a short signal, unless you did it through like a binary or something like that, something where you don't get stopped out. And so that's really where we're at when it comes to that. Now, Mark, what do you have a particular currency you'd like to see? We'll show you after we show Janos his Russell 2000. And again, that see right there, and right there it is right there. And there's the Russell 2000. Now it's been trying to lift for the last couple of days. It's been kind of impressive. We went into a daily buy, like the rest of the stock indices did. You can see here the S&P 500 did the same thing. The Tech 100 did the same thing. They all joined in pretty much. I think the Dow Jones Industrial Average right there did the same thing. They all went into daily buys. And now there's the let's put the Tech 100 in there. Now again, the Tech 100 used to be what the Russell 2000 is today. You can see that right there. Matter of fact, it went into the buy right there. Let's grab a buy. It went into the buy 5 days ago and didn't slide into the sell because we were green and a red there. So it's been in the buy since here. And it's trying to get in. You can see the fast algorithm is trying to get into the buy now. Is that happening with the rest of them? Yes. Yep. It's trying to get into the weekly buy. Also, the fast is. And then let's go back to that Russell again and see what the Russell is doing. Yeah, you can see here that the... let's see if we can tighten this up. How do we do this? Give it one of those. That's it. Like that. There we go. So you can see there, it's been in that weekly sell and it's trying with the fast to get in there too, but the pressure is on. There was the last daily buy with that cute little hump there. There was the last daily sell, which was a winner chicken dinner for a long ride. And then it went back into the buy here, went back into a sell right there, and another winner chicken dinner. So there's the Russell. Yeah, the Russell's being, yo, Robin, yo, yo, yo. So we're seeing that pressure, and what I mean by that, the Russell 2000 is the old, is what the old Nasdaq 100 was, and what that comes down to is that the product itself has the most speculative companies with very low capitalization, and so at one time the Tech 100 or the Russell of the Nasdaq 100 or Nasdaq itself was a very very weak indice in the sense of large cap stocks. Now, some of those 7 of them, I believe, are in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is really cool. Because we always looked at the Dow Jones Industrial Average as being one of the greatest marketing tools in the history of the markets. They came up with that idea that the Dow Jones Transportation Index back in the 1860s when the railroads started to get going. And people followed that because railroads were the new internet basically back then. And, physical communications across the country starting in 1839. And then they actually built a train that went from east to west, from, East Coast to West Coast, and started branching out. And, much more productive way to travel in the 1860s and so forth. And then the Dow Jones Industrial Average, as the Civil War ended and the industrialization even got more aggressive and so forth. We had the Dow Jones, like General Electric, General Motors. That was in the 1900s. But General Foods. General Foods was a Civil War manufacturer of supplies for the Northern Army. So General Foods was that. And then you had General Tire when the automobile industry got going, and Goodyear, General Tire. Then you had General Electric in the 1880s, 1890s during the Tesla years, so forth and so on. Doc, did you put a buy recently on the U.S.? No, it's in a daily buy for like 2 or 3 days, but we're not in the weekly buy. That's the problem. Let's just go show you that too. Again, we'll go back to it. Right there it is. The SPY, I believe the SPY is doing the same thing. It's trying to like the QQQ. It's trying to get into a buy. They're trying something. It's starting to have a little of September 11th look. The markets in some ways. The weeklies refuse to get into a weekly to fast, which I didn't follow back then because I hadn't developed the fast algorithm back in the 1990s. I didn't develop the fast algorithm until we were in Princeton in the 2014 or 15 area. I programmed that then. So that was the gist of it all. I mean, I theorized on doing it for decades, but I finally found the time to get it done, and we got the fast and slow algorithms developed. So which was non-existent. It was just the dots. We used to follow the dots. Remember, before the algorithms, we used to follow the dots when I was doing dukascopy. And we'd look at a weekly dot and a daily dot, that type of thing. So, and I hope, Mark, I was able to help you in some form, or at least give you a direction there. Yo, 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 Robin. All right, so from where were we at? We usually start off on the dollar index, so let's get back to the dollar index. I think we've answered both of those for Janos, and if you have any others, Janos, just fire it out, or anybody else that would like to see anything. There's the dollar index. Let's put it up over here. Here's the dollar index there, and I think up on J4X you can see it right now. It's the dollar index is up there on a daily basis also. So you see here, it's trying to move down. You can see up on J4X, it's got 4 days of hinky-ashky red. It's got the fast stochastic trading at, 11.9, almost 12. And you got the slow trading at 25. So it's definitely feeling pressure on the downside. I got all I need from you for Australian pal already. Yep, excellent. And, we're always always ready to get involved into the options and try to see what the options are trying to tell us. We saw what it told us yesterday. It matched up relatively well with your friend down there. So that's where we stand at the moment. And we did do these before. Remember when Brexit was going on and I warned everybody that the British pound was going to drop something like 30 handles? And the options were predicting it, but the interbank market was not. It was really odd. And I kept on saying, we're going to get a big move out of Brexit. And sure enough, we got it. We got slammed like 36 handles, the British pound that day. And we were saying that it was going to go down like 32 handles. So, I mean, it was a monster move, but the options were predicting it for a couple of days. And I kept on telling people, watch out, and we did it here on the webinar. There's videos out there, Doc saying, monster move coming in British pound, like 32 handles, going from like 140 something down to like 123. And sure enough, it did it, in a matter of like an hour or two when they finally did the vote. And the options were predicting it to happen. So it's good, Janos, that we're doing more options and discussing it in the Forex market than before, And we can do the same thing with anytime anybody needs to know what the markets are thinking. We can go look at the options and figure it out. And I can explain to you how you can do it yourself, how you can go learn and read the options. It's a very simple process. It's just adding and subtracting. That's it. Nothing more than that. Not differential equations, not stochastics with set theory combined together with game theory. No, this is not the TV show numbers. We can show you very simplistically. Robin and I used to do a webinar of that back in the 90s out in Los Angeles. We did that. Remember that, Robin? Talking about how to understand the price of an option and without a computer. Just adding and subtracting and seeing what they're trying to tell us. Alrighty, so from there we leave the what do we do? We leave the currencies, not the currencies. What am I saying? We're going to the currencies. We'll go over to the euro. Let's see what the euro is up to. What are you up to, euro? Oh, euro. Let's see what the euro is doing. Let's go over. We move off of J4X, the dollar index, and we move to. Where do we go here? We go to the euro. Let's go up to the euro, right there. And you can see, just real quick, you can see we are still in a weekly buy. We're seeing the weakness in dollar index right there. It's trying. It's trying. That hump is matching up to the 30-year bond. Let's just show you that real quick, and then we'll run away from that. Run away. See right there, there's the 30-year bond, or the long bond, and it's been trying to turn up for the last couple of days. It jumped into a buy yesterday. It's kind of sloppy at the moment. But you can see we're still in that weekly sell. Just like the dollar index is in the weekly buy. Ta-da, ta-da. Right there. Okay. Now let's jump over to, where do we jump over to? We jump over to the euro. Let's put the euro in here. And there's the euro. And you can see it's been trying to lift for the last couple of days. It's the fourth day in a daily buy. Let's see what we can do about getting it up on our new platform. We put the future up there until we get the Dukascopy feed to feed our currency charts. And then we could probably have a button put on there. So we already have a button that takes you to Dukascopy on our front page of the of our new platform. But we could probably enhance that so that people can go right to their to the opening of the Dukascopy account, the Dukascopy account, and then you can just click into your account by yourself, because obviously we don't want to have anything to do with that. Just make it easier for people looking at on our charts to go jump over to the Dukascopy platform, because that's what we have. Let me just show you real quick. We do have that here. Where am I at? Trading. There we are. There it is right there. It's the red one. The red one does it. You push that red one, it brings you right to Dukascopy webinars. And we can probably put another we can put another button on there that'll take you, or you could probably go from there and go right into your account. It's probably right there on the left. So good. So are we going to get the data or what? Yeah, exactly. That's cool. That's very cool. I like that idea. It sounds good. Yeah, we would be a newsletter, introducing newsletter, or introducing analysis. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, so see, it brings you right to the Dukascopy YouTube, and we can put another button in there. It'll bring you to the Dukascopy website, and then they can sign into their accounts, and this way they can go. Okay, I'll let them know that. Excellent. And this way, on our website at Chicago Quant Technologies, it'll open the doorway for Dukascopy to be able to have from an algorithm uh, website, or what do we like a newsletter or something like that, analysis. Dukascopy will have their own. They'll be the only ones on there. No other brokerage house will be on there but you guys. Now I'm going to cut and paste this now and send it over to Jeff so he can see that. Let me see. Where's my? I'm going to do that right as we speak. This way it gets taken to him. There we go. I'm cutting and pasting it as we speak. There we go. I've sent it over to him now. Excellent. All right, now from there, where are we now? Let's get rid of that for the time being. Let's get rid of that for the time being and get back to the technical analysis side of this. So this is, what is that? That's Brent. That's Brent. Let's get the euro up on this for the moment. Where is it at? 6. I think it's 6E something or another until we get the data feed. So where's it at? It's around here somewhere. 6E. There's 6B for British pound. There's Canadian. I was looking through all of our stuff last night, just double checking how it was working. It was doing fine. There it is. 6E. There it is. And so you can see here, this has 3 days in the buy. It's still not reflecting. Is it reflecting today? I think it is. Let's see what that is. That's the 6th. That's the 9th, 10th. Yeah. Okay. And you can see the weekly is still trying to climb up. Oh, no, you can't see that. You can see that here on our old platform. Where's that mouse at? There it is. And you can see that here on this one right there. It's trying to do the same thing. You can see it over on Dukascopy right there. You can see the fast is at 80, almost 84 now, and the slow is at 73. You see that strength coming in. You see the 4 days of Hinky Ashke's. You see that strength there. You see on the old platform, we're still adjusting our platform here. You can see that it's got 4 days right there too, just like it does right there on J4X. And you can see that the algorithm is trying to turn up on the weekly. It's getting close to the zero line. There's the zero line right there. So you can see that pressure, on the upside trying. I guess what it comes down to is more than anything else is that the interest rates. Sometimes when Doc talks, he has other ideas flying through his head at the same time, and I want to actually. It's like a little civil war going on in my head about the subject matter. So what's happening is this: as we speak, bond rates are starting to drop. And the reason why they're starting to drop is because, all right, you ready for this? The bond traders see that the long term has hit the 5% area, which they think is a sign that the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve agreed with this over the last 48 hours, said, hey, maybe we don't have to raise rates anymore. Look at the bonds. The bonds have done it for us. What a bunch of cowards they are. But anyway, so that is what's going through my head, is that now I'm hearing analysts go, well, wait a second. If the bonds start to fall, as you can see, let me just go back to it right here. Where is it at? Right there. As you can see right here, the bonds are starting to rise in price, which means interest rates are falling. Then the Federal Reserve people will go, oh, wait a second. Interest rates are going down again. Maybe we do need to tighten. See what an insanity it all is. It's just like it's a crazyville. It's crazy because the Federal Reserve is a bunch of cowards and they're not doing banking. They're doing politics instead. And so instead of raising rates for a year and a half and stopped, and instead of them, they needed to raise rates, and all they did is, oh, it's transitory. Inflation doesn't exist. And the old former head of the Federal Reserve, Mrs. Yellen, was like, oh, no, it's transitory. Now that she's even in a more powerful position as the finance minister in the United States, or the Secretary of Treasury, whatever one you want to call that. And the end result is that because of that cowardness, and they joined into the politics instead of doing finance, they hurt the country and forced it into this situation even more financially. So now you got them getting excited just over the last 4 days. Oh my goodness gracious, bonds are coming. They're over 5%. I guess it's like the last 10 days. Bonds are over 5%. Oh my goodness, the Fed does not have to raise rates. That same stupidity of when they were walking around going, it's transitory. Instead of all the rest of us going, hey, guess what? My gas price is going up. Guess what? I go to the store and the food is up like 15%. Oh, guess what? When I go to buy something, I can't find it. So inflation is starting to kick up because companies are slowing down their production because guess what? It's inflaming the inflation. And they were going, oh no, don't look behind the curtain. It's transitory for over almost a year and a half. For a year and 3 months they said that rubbish. All right? And so now the same individuals, I wanted to use another word for them, the same individuals who've gotten excited for the last 10 days and think, oh, we don't have to raise rates. It's transitory about raising rates now. Guess what? All of a sudden, now that the bond traders are coming in and buying them, now they're stuck. They're stuck in that same stupid loop that they were with it transitory for a year and a half. And so that's where we're at the moment. So when I went to go and explain that, and I showed you the 30-year bond, which is up on the screen on your right, that's what's going through my head. It's like these bozos don't understand that if the bond traders and dealers start to buy bonds and bring the price of the bond back up again, see, when bond prices are going down, interest rates are rising. That's how that works. Okay? You're willing to pay less for the bond because the interest rate is higher and higher and higher. And so, the level of intelligence at the Federal Reserve at this point, with thousands of economists, have gone down to the level of a bunch of fools, basically. No other way of describing it. They're fools. So we're seeing this right here. They've been excited. Oh, this is what they got excited about. This one right here. That slide. That slide gave them the excitement where some of the Fed presidents at the different banks around the country and some of the Fed governors went, oh, it's transitory. We don't have to raise rates anymore. And they started pricing them and of course it's America, so we're pricing things all the time. And we're a capitalist society, so we price them. And so we're seeing that the bond potential for, like, right now it keeps on fluctuating between May of next year and July of next year. And it keeps on sliding back and forth like June, where they're going to finally lower rates. Now, we all know what's going to happen in July of next year. And what is that, traders? Elections. We're going to be finishing up the primaries. We're going to be going into the what do they call it? The two parties have congresses, I guess you could call it. They call it conventions. They're going to have their convention. They're going to pick. They'll appoint the presidential candidate from the primaries. And so, what do the Democrats want? They want interest rates to go down, no matter what. Even if inflation's still sitting here, which I believe it will be, they want them to go down. So the market's already pricing that bonds will drop anywhere between May and July of next year. They're already pricing it in. There's like a 21% chance that they're going to drop. And it goes back and forth. Sometimes it starts to price like it's going to start in May. Sometimes it prices it like it's going to start in June, and sometimes it's pricing it like it's going to start in July. And right now it's moved back to the end of June into May. Because they get this strange idea about all this stuff. So that's where we're at. All right, now that's me getting that off my chest. I feel better about that because I was fighting with myself all about that. All right, let's get back to the currencies again, and that's the euro right there. That's right. That's the euro. And so what we see here on the futures contract is that, on the new platform we're developing, we can see that this thing has been pushing for 4 days, but it's only been through the zero line for 3. And you can see it there this morning, doing a fine job going up. And then when we go over to here, you see the same situation going on just like you see in J4X. You can see there, right there, same gain. Matter of fact, where was the line confirming? Let's see, that's at, what is that? That's at 60 on the 6th. And on the 6th, it was at 36. So it jumped through there. Now see the next day before that, it was at 22 on the 5th. And on the 5th, it was at 34. So it jumped through it on the 5th. So it confirmed here. So it has been 4 days, just like it has been right there. Okay. So from there we go over to the British pound. And there is the British pound there. You can see that doing the same exact thing. It's trying to lift up. They're both still in weekly sells. So we're leery about any of the real action here. We still think it's more of a dead cat bounce. I don't see it as like a big base. Just solely because what I described to you, the bond traders are trying to tell us that no, not now. Don't get back in the water. That's what it's basically trying to tell us. All right, and you can see it there on J4X. Same thing, 4 days, some strength, the whole bit. You can see it's heading at the top end of the range. It's at 88. This thing goes to 0 to 100, so it's going to be some pressure up there. That's the problem. All right, now let's do that right there. I think that's will do it. Will that do it? No, it's 6. That's what it is. 6B. 6B. Not 6C, but 6B right there. There's 6B. And we'll just throw it up on the new platform. Doing the same exact thing. You can see the daily is 3 days into it. We've had 4 days of green dots. And you can see here, the weekly is the fast is trying to get through the zero line, but the slow is not. It's having that same problem as we're having right there. Same old gig, same old problem. All right, now from there we slide over to the Swiss. Let's see what the Swiss is up to this morning. Right there. There's the Swiss. Been gaining against the dollar for 4 days also. And we're way. Matter of fact, at this point, yep, we're getting pretty low down to the bottom end of the range. And we go over to, let's see, right there. Is the Swissy in there? No, let's put the Swissy in there. And there's a Swiss franc. And you can see the same thing. It's been in a daily sell now since there. But the weekly is still in the buy, and it's not that happy. It is not that happy about doing anything but doing what it's doing now. And let's see. You know what? I'm going to stick that in. I realized I don't think I have it in there. Let's do that. And let's go from here. Add. I'm going to put the 6 Swiss in there. Right there. And let's just do it right here. Let's see. I'm going to put the Swiss into our new platform also, doing it through the futures contract situation until we can get the data feed out of Dukascopy. Let's see. So 6S. There it is. Swiss franc. So let's get that in there. Right there. We're going to add that in there in a few seconds, and you'll be able to see it on that platform the same way. Save. Now, let's refresh it over here. And sure enough, you'll be able to see it. So we're looking for, see where did the 6F go? There it is right there. And let's put it in there. And there you can see that same situation. And let's put it up on the screen for y'all, for you all, right there. And there it is, the daily lifting up. You can see all the green dots, like the red dots here. Remember, this is the futures contract, so it's backwards in the United States. So, and then you can see here, as in this has been in a weekly sell for all that time. I'm sorry, weekly buy. The futures contract is inverse relationship, unfortunately. That's why I always say Doc does analysis Eurocentrically. In other words, we do it like as if we're outside the United States, not inside the United States. So, in other words, you can understand it better because this is what people outside the United States have been seeing most of their lives. So that's why we've always steered clear of using futures contracts on our webinar. We always use, and until we get a better data feed, I can't use, like we get some that are feeding and some are not on the one we're using right now. So Janos is working at getting us set up so we can take the Dukascopy data feed and have it on our system, and then we'll put a button on there, and for traders that use Dukascopy, they'll be able to go to our site and look around and do the thing and so forth and so on, and have more accuracy and, you know, just the whole bit. So more accuracy means more money in y'all pocket. We don't trade to trade, we trade to make money. All right, now from there, where are we at this point? That's the Swiss, so we'll go over to the yen. Unfortunately, the yen does the same ridiculous thing. You know, the cash is messed up, and the other thing is reversed just like the way the Swiss is. That's why we don't usually put them on there. I hate confusing people about that. Whereas the euro and the cable are right. We trade the futures over here the same way you trade the spot. But when it comes to like the Canadian and the Swiss and the you know, the yen and so forth, they trade it like as if they're in America, not like as if they're in those countries. So they mess up the pattern. You know, whereas everybody else is used to looking at it this way. That's it. What's that? That's where we at? So let's go to the yen here. There, and you can see we're trying to get back into a buy right there. So we're in a buy. Oh, we've stayed in a buy since this. So we've been in a buy here, and it's been sliding down, and now it's getting back into its game. It's still in a weekly buy. That pressure's on it. Let's take a look at it right here. There it is right there. Same situation. The fast is at, what is that? That's at 58, and the slow is at 55. So it's trying to lift up. It's trying to get going again, and it's at 3, 4, 5, 6 days. It's been pushing on the daily sell. And in this case here, we went into a sell there 3 days back, went into the buy here, lost there, but still in the buy, and still in the buy here, almost back to where we went into the buy. And it's in that weekly buy. So we're, unfortunately for the Japanese, we think this thing is trying to get back up into the 50s again, which is, oh man, can't they, like, you know, can't they, I don't know. I don't even have an opinion. You know, I mean, Japan does some interesting things with the finance. The carry trade has been a way for them to borrow money. You know, the Bank of Japan, that type of thing. They've got some interesting financial things. Maybe that's why they're in recession now for 35 years, or stagflation. I think they're basically in stagflation for some 30 some odd years now. You know, their indice been, hasn't been at all-time high since like 93. We've seen now that the currency is trading at almost like 40-year highs. It's like crazy, 35-year highs. So that's where we're at the moment with the yen. And so from the yen, what we do is we slide over to, remember traders, let's see, what do we have? We're 5 minutes after now. Usually we try to go look at currencies. Maybe what we'll do is see if we can get some gold up there when we go into, we do this. We go over to the Turkish lira real quick to get a flavor of an industrialized nation destroying their economy. I guess that's the only way to describe it. An industrialized nation destroying their own economy. Okay. So this currency is going from 1 to 30 almost, or 31 in a matter of, 12 years or something like that? Ever since Prime Minister, now President Erdogan, has chosen a new way to run the economy. And it's done some interesting things to the currency. Made it one to the dollar now is equal to like 30 to the dollar. So, ouch. It's doing, as I like to say, it's doing the rubble thing. Not the ruble thing, the rubble, because the ruble is the ruble. The ruble used to be a currency when it was 4 to the dollar. Now it's 102 to the dollar. So they're both following in the same footsteps of economic concepts. I hope it works for them somewhere down the road. Right now it's not doing too good, but maybe someday it will work. I don't know. Yeah, never know, I guess. I know it's wrong, but to them, they're going to have to figure that out. I'm not their mommy or daddy. That's up to them to figure out. So now what we do is we go over to the brick. And the brick, which is the number one brick in the world, and that is the South African rand. Right there. And when this thing is going up, gold is going down. And when this thing is going down, this gold is normally going up. And so that's what we follow. So what we'll do is we'll go look at that. We'll leave that up on J4X. And this way, at the same time, we can start to kind of talk a little options. And oh, what do we got here? EF! Yo, EF! Oh, wait a minute. What's this umbrella thing? Service to copy spam. They are like a weather forecaster that says it might rain, might not. Yeah. Just bring an umbrella. Yeah, I agree. Hello from Brazil. Guess what we have, EF? We have the futures contract. Yeah, we can look at the Brazilian real. I mean, it's almost impossible to see the Brazilian real anywhere, but we can get it up on our system, which is like, wow, Let's see if we can find it. It's 6 something or another. We'll find it in a few seconds and put it up there, but it's trading around the 0.20 area or 19 area at this point. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, we were excited when, there it is right there. I think it's 6BF. I think that might be British pound. That's British pound. See if we can find the real. I was just looking at it. It's so cool. Oh, there it is right there. There's the Brazilian real. I bet you recognize that in price, huh? Trading in the 19s. And you can see here, it's in a daily buy for the last couple of days. You got 3 green dots, so it's been showing some strength. You can see here the last 3 weeks it's been in a weekly sell, so be careful about this bounce. Because it went into the sell back in here, wherever that is, around September 17th. Right up in here, it went into the weekly and daily sell. And you can see what happened to the poor little thing. It went from the 2205 down to almost 19 and change. See how low it got. How low did you go? Went down to 19.1. 0.1911. So we get the Brazilian real now, which Robin and I have been trying to get for a long while, and we can't even get it on Dukascopy. We've tried to get it on there. I mean, nobody seems to cover it, but the futures contract is working in the United States on it. So it surprised me. Who knows? It's like the blind squirrel that finds a nut once in a while, There you go. Back to the auto scale. So there's that. Hi, mate. First time in... okay. You can ask for any pair to be reviewed or any stock. Exactly. Yeah. I watched a show this morning. It had the host being a good trade, a long on BA. Oh, Boeing. Yeah, that makes sense. Is it? Oh, BAC is Bank of... No, BAC is Bank of America, isn't it? So Boeing is BA, I think. The surge is halfway there, but may we look at the target price of 192? Let's do a lot of that. Let's take a look at the options too and see what the options are trying to tell us. I've been seeing some good movement over there in all the military and high tech like airplanes and rockets and so forth. All right, let's go check that out right there. Let's see. Okay. So let's do this. BA. Format. Edit. There it is, and let's see product. BA. Yeah, I think that's Boeing. Smart, right there. Okay. Close. And let's see what it looks like right there. There it is. BA. There we go. So you can see Boeing is trying to bottom in here. It's been in a sell since the 230 area. We went into a weekly sell there, as you can see. Broke the zero line, so forth and so on. The fast broke down up in the did the same thing, didn't it? Way up here. 235. Yeah, 235, 230 area. And then the slow got in there around the 230-ish area, 228, something like that. And the daily, look at that. Daily sell went on from here all the way out to just yesterday, I guess. Right there. So it was in a sell for that whole ride down, and the weekly was in a sell for a whole ride down. Went into the weekly sell right there. So we had, basically confirm to be out. Now it's trying to turn. Now let's do this. Let's go check out the options. See what the options are trying to tell us. What are you trying to tell us, options? Right there. Let's go with BA. Boeing and Company. That's right. And you can see the stock settled at 88.5 last night. So let's just look at it over the next, that's the 13th, that's 3 days from now. Let's go look at the next 10 days. So the next 10 days, basically, what was that, 88.5? So I guess you could look at the 87. So that's at $5, and that's the call. And then let's look at the put for the 87. $4, that's $9. So basically they're saying 96 bucks on the upside, and they're saying basically seven, well, we'd have to take out those lows, I guess, right there. The 82, well, $9 down from 88 is $79. So it'd make a new low. When's the last time we seen Boeing at 179? Back in November of 2022, it was $140. Matter of fact, it made lows of $120, maybe even a little bit more. Back in June of 22, it got down to $114. And where's it at now? Oh, it ran back up to $240, so it doubled in price. And it looks like it's trying to do that here. And you can see, like the weekly buy went into a weekly buy back in... Can you see? Oh, you can't see that. Let's do this. You didn't see that whole thing I did there. So you can see there's the weekly buy back in, what is that? That's October of 22 at the $140 area, and stayed in there all the way up until the $220 area. Finally went back into the sell here. And you had a lot of chopping going on and in and outs and so forth. And then, there was a couple weeks of sells, a couple weeks of buys, kind of going nowhere, and then it jumped into a weekly buy, and one that stuck for about 5 weeks, I guess, right there. So it went into the buy here at the 206-ish area and got to as high as 219. So it went up $13. So that's like a 5% move over a 3-week period or 4-week period, something like that. And then it pushed into the sell for a couple weeks right here. You can see that right there at this peak. And then it jumped right back into the buy right here. Right there, it jumped into the buy. And it climbed up again about $20. And then it fell into the sell here and fell $40, almost $50 on that sell. So there's the Boeing. Boeing's looking like it should go make the, where's it at now? It's trading at 89.70. It's got a shot at the 97 area. I'd say that's what the options are telling us over the next couple days, over the next 10 days. All right, Janos, good seeing you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I'll come up with a title today, a good title. Good title. All right, now let's take a look at, for us others here that are still here, we're going to go look at the metals complex because you can see, what can you see? Let's do this. Let's move it over. Oh, let's just do this. There is the South African Rand. Now let's go take a look at gold. Right there. There's gold. There you go. There's gold, and you can see as the South African Rand gaining against the, it gains against the dollar by going down, and it loses against the dollar when it's going up. So you see the strength is kicking in right here. We're a little weaker here today than yesterday, but nothing major at the moment. Still in a daily buy. Still, unfortunately, in that weekly sell. We're not really getting the strength there. And we can go and take a look at the silver. And then what we'll do is we can try to go find some options and see what the options are trying to tell us about all that. You see the same thing over in silver. It's hanging down there, but it's not really, as I would say, showing any real strength. It's kind of doing that same gig, Let's just save that too at the same time right there. There's silver. And then again, like I said about the gold, gold's doing the same thing. The weekly is not, I repeat over and over, not showing any real good strength. Look how deep down that is on the weekly situation. So all we can say is this is a dead cat bounce probably. And we'll see what, let's take a quick look at the South African Rand over here too on our work. And there is ZAR. You see it's been in that weekly buy now for a couple of weeks, and gold was going down, and now we're seeing it flirt with the weekly sell. So maybe we'll get some real pressure here. It gets into the sell, maybe gold is going to take off. You know what I'd like to do? Let's, unless someone wants to see something, I'm going to go see what the options say about it. Let me see if I can find options. Let's see if we can find any options that would define. Or is it GLD? I think it's GLD, isn't it? Let's see. No, that's not that. Let's clear that. Is it GLD? The Gold Trust, yeah. So, like, when you're looking at it at, where's it at? It's trading at 1720. What it is it's matching. It matches the dollar for dollar moves out of the bounce. It does the same thing. Thing is that this is a fund that holds gold, so there's a cost in there. I think they pay a dividend too, so they subtract out the dividend. I think they commingle it with gold stocks and gold itself to make it a half decent product, or GLD. So now let's go take a look at the next. Let's see, how far should we go into this? That's 67 days. Let's shrink it down a little bit. Let's see what they think about the next 3 weeks. All right, so with the product trading at 172, it settled at 172.82. So let's look at the 72 call and the 72 put. Not much action there. They're basically saying that well, here's the put. It's at 105, so it's just the dollar, So And then let's see the call. If I can find the call, there, right there. So it's basically $2.50. So you're looking at basically seven. It's I put an extra zero in there. So in other words, I'm looking at it as $1,720, and it matches when you watch it trade. The GLD during the 6 hours of stock trading, it matches the futures all the time. And so it's like the way the SPY does for ESs. For the 6.5 hours of trading, it matches it, and then it's closed, and then the next day it has to readjust. It's a very strange chart always. But the intraday keeps tight so that the arbitrageurs can't, get away with free money. And so we're basically looking at $2.50, which would be kind of like $20 on gold over the next next 3 weeks. So they're basically saying that they don't expect to see, the product do anything major. You can see when it was up in the 18s, gold was probably in the 19s. Let's put gold up on the screen here. I know it's a little esoteric what I'm talking about here, but it usually works that way pretty well. So when it was trading at 1960, this was trading at basically 1830. It's like that got that, like it's a discount of $130. And right now, so in other words, if we go like right now, it's trading at 1868. If you put that $130 on that, or 1.3, you're at 1859 or 60. It's right almost on top of it. It's kept in line by the arbitrageurs, and they play with it. Let's see, what else can we say about any of that? I guess that's about it. So it's not really looking for any, if this thing was pumped big, we would, would be concerned. In other words, if it was trading at like, showing you a $40 or $50 move, it would reflect it in here. The option guys would keep this thing in line. That's what they do. They keep things in line so that you can't, so they can, they try to catch a little profit by keeping things in line. They call that arbitraging. So let's see what other ones. I don't know if we can get the futures contract. That would be nice if we get the futures because you would relate to it more. So GC, let's see if it does the futures. Ooh, maybe let me find, let's see if we can find the symbol. Or if I spell gold. Maybe I spell gold in there. See what it does. GOLD. Goldman Sachs. Gold Standard Ventures, no. Golden Springs. Gold Terrain Resources. Gold US dollar. Let's see what that does. The chart is showing, see, it's showing you the gold trading going on. 1890. I guess the bigger question is, let's move that over a little bit like that. 1890. What is this? Cash gold? Is cash gold at 1890 right now? Let's see what Dukascopy is showing us for gold. Now cash is at 1855 here. 1890. What could be 1890? Let me go look at the futures contracts and see if we can find what is at 1890. Is there, like, in other words, is that like the March contract or something like that? Trading there. And let's get into that. Futures, gold. Is there anything at 1890? February of 24, which is the second most active contract. Where's this thing trading at right now? Let's go. Is that up or down? I think that's up. 1890. So the futures contract is back then is trading at 87 as we speak. So I don't know, and I think we're looking at the front month contract, obviously down compared to yesterday. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know, traders. I'm just trying to figure out the options on these. We'll have to find a better option show. I guess we could go to the Chicago Mercantile and the NYMEX and look at their options. That might be the way to do it. What else can we say? I guess we're at the end of this. So we try to talk about options. If you have a question, we're really fast to stop and do whatever we're doing and talk about it. Okay? So this is Doc from North America. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Same time, same channel. It's Happy to Hump Day tomorrow, Wednesday already. So, happy trails to you until we meet again, which will be Wednesday. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. Have a safe and a smart day. Ta-ta for now.